it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. And man, do I got a barn burner. I got a doozy. I got a, what kind of words do you use for, I don't know. It's a good one. All right. That's what I got. And we're here on Himmel's Ruhendorf. Yes. Take it away. In the mighty CDT, this is absolute bottom tier domination. I don't want to give this thing all away, but man, just watch as this starts to develop. So we've got, what do we have over here? We've got a couple platoons. The other side's got an IS-22 and a 7501. And a couple other tier 8s. I'm bottom tier in the mighty CDT, which was a tank you could get for a couple battle passes ago. So we're cruising on in here. I'm going to go post up on this little corner here. This is and it's an encounter mode. Okay, that sounds better. It's an encounter mode. I don't know. Somebody with some kind of English training, let me know. I have no idea. Look at this mug. It cracks me up. My son did that. I mean, I've seen it for, I don't know, 15 years. But I think, I'm not sure if it's an egg. I know it's a piece of bacon and maybe an egg. They're on the beach and they're cooking. It could also be, maybe it's a marshmallow. I'm not sure the other bit. So we come on in here and we see these fellers, right? We're giving them heck. Giving them heck. We've already killed 2 of their tanks. You gotta love it. I remember thinking in this particular battle, we really got these guys cornered here. We are all over them. The 100-01 and the IS-3 are absolutely dominating. I'll tell you what was surprising to me is they didn't have anybody over here, but I'll take it. So that's giving me some options to take these guys on. I think this goes poorly for me. Yeah. So I took a hit but didn't do any extra damage. I've got a whole 200 damage. I told you it was going to be domination, guys. There goes the 100. He's just driving around the corner. Palev games, you gotta love it. And we have taken the circle here, which is only like 2/3 of a circle because you can't drive on that part of the map. I'm gonna get kind of beat up by this Excalibur. Look, he's like, oh, I see you. Oh, jeez. But I did get some back. I take a hit from the Artie. I try to run and hide. He misses very good. Our heavies push around the corner. The enemy team is in disarray. This is looking like an absolute win. We'll talk a little bit in just a moment about how I was feeling at this point. But I am just pushing. Oh, look at that. Okay, so I'm like, well, that's weird. Their 2 tier 8s are camping back there and holding that corner. Okay, that's interesting. So that's what I noted at the time. We're getting pushed here. Our heavies get in there, dominate those guys. And I'm thinking, all right, let's go clean these dudes up. So we're going to come in here. We'll bounce off this Excalibur. Sure. Armor not hit. I don't know. You tell me. Couldn't tell you. M2Y gets that guy. M2Y gets that guy. I like it. A little bit of a rhyme going in there. And it's all over but the shouting, man. We're going to gang tackle these 2 tier 8s. Silly tier 8s hiding on the corner. Absolute domination with my whole 450 damage and 437 assist. It's been a romple, fellas. Just a wait. Hold on a minute. What? Aha. I don't know. How many of you knew that's what was going on? How far back? Let me know down in the comments when you figured it out. Watching at 1G here. Maybe I can make the map bigger for everybody because they always get so mad about the small map. All right, there we go. I didn't know until I saw this, and then I put 2 and 2 together and got 7 and figured it out, fellas. Yeah. So we had a platoon of an IS-22 and a 7501K, Senior Bills over there, and Kokolos _15. This is a top tier battle for them. Platooned, didn't play the game. We're sitting on cap. What a strange coinky dink that both of them just didn't load in on this game. So strange that you know, they just, for whatever reason, both their internets went down at the same time. Wait a minute, hold on. We have movement. What's he? Turrets kind of shifting around. Oh, oh. Okay, not quite. Maybe I can track him with one more shot. The Sherman is shooting at me. Guys, oh, he fired. He fired. All right, and there's just this fella. Maybe I can get a kill here potentially. And yeah, there we go. 238, no kill, but we've got more damage. Well, fellas, I mean, are you smelling it? Can you smell it? Have you divined what's happening here? Have you figured it out? Maybe, probably, well before I did. Yeah. So I looked into this afterwards, being the curious sort, and as you might imagine, and probably already figured out, old Kokolos and Senior Bills 1037. I can't remember which one of them. One of them is absolutely a bot and has been for a very long time. The other one looks like it was an account acquired by somebody at some point, but has been botting for the last while. And unknown on this, it was not readily apparent to me when I looked at my team whether the tier 8 or even the tier 7 for that matter platoons were in on this at all. Neither one of them had a whole bunch of damage, although they both got 3 kills and had pretty decent damage. I looked at their recent play and it didn't look like to me like there was any super surge in it, but I didn't dig too far. I don't know, when you get these botting accounts like this, and really this is probably somebody who's rigging games, is my guess anyway. They don't always get in the game with another one of their accounts. If you have enough accounts and enough clients, and you can do this through various means, a whole bunch of computers or different instances, if you're smart enough, you guys know how to. A bunch of you probably know well better how you would do this than I do. But all I know is you can run from the same more or less place a bunch of different clients. They don't always get into the game with whatever account they are trying to boost. Right there. So I think sometimes if it doesn't happen, they just let it go, and this kind of thing happens here. And there's multiple bummers here. First of all, it's a slight bummer for my team because it wasn't really a competitive game. It's well more a bummer for the purple team because, of course, it wasn't a competitive game, and you were on the losing side of it. So their guys went to the corner to the heavy brawl. And we're just completely overmatched because their 2 tier 8 heavies were sitting on the spawn. I can't say cap because it's not really the cap, but it is the spawn. Doing nothing, because somebody is trying to rig games. Like I said, I don't know if anyone on my team was in on this thing. It was not readily apparent. That doesn't mean they weren't, or that those accounts weren't doing something. Maybe, and again, I don't want to cast aspersions. I don't know if the IS-3 or the 100-01. I'm not really sure if you're running tier 7s in a platoon, if you would then bot tier 8s, because then those are higher tiers. So if you do get in a battle with them, maybe that's even better. I don't know all the ins and outs of how the rigging crowd does this thing, but it's pretty apparent that those two were rigging the game. The other thing is, well, one of them is a premium, right? The 7501K is a premium. I was going to say some people will just bot a premium in a game because if you don't do anything, especially at some of the lower tiers, you can actually make credits just from blowing up. And while it takes a long time, you're going to be credit in the plus credit area just by botting accounts. And people have done that to unlock stuff, free experience, the whole 9 yards, get credits, all that kind of thing. Over and over and over again, eventually you can create a decent amount of silver out of that. But the IS-22 is a tech tree tank, so that doesn't really seem to be what's going on here, unless you're really trying to be, fly under the radar or something. I've often said in the past that at the end of the day, there's not a whole lot of this stuff going on. And to be honest, I hadn't really noticed it for a while. But this one was pretty apparent, especially when they're both just sitting there at the spawn. And when I went out and checked it out on tomato.gg, those 2 accounts were absolutely botting / rigging, whatever the plan was. They're sitting on cap and dying and not doing much. There was some movement, so I'm assuming there's some kind of script going on to make them shoot at stuff that comes nearby or gets spotted or whatever. Or maybe the people jump in and take a couple shots end game just to kind of make it look good. But look at them. They're both just sitting right next to each other. They didn't bother to move. The turrets moved a little bit, and one of them I think had some damage in there. But clearly it was a botting platoon right there. So I thought I'd bring you along for this just absolutely dominant game by me. 1,400 damage, 471 assists, and 0 kills. This is all my doing. My absolutely stunningly amazing positioning. My what's the word I'm looking for? My pristine, no, that's not it. My perfect analysis of the game and pushing forward. Even bouncing the shot off of the 304 or whatever it was, that was Excalibur. What was it that I bounced the shot off of? I don't even know. What's this? Where is he? I can't even find the thing. Where did it die? What is happening? Is he over there? Oh, there he is. What is that thing? Excalibur? Yes, that's... I don't think it was Excalibur. All right, we're going to stop this particular video for me to figure out what did I shoot at? Maybe it's still there. No, it's not on my list. Is there a dead tank here? I guess it was the Excalibur. Yeah, I guess it was the Excalibur. All right, everyone's typing or going, what's wrong with you? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know anything. I know nothing. There you go. Absolute genius of a game by me. All right, so I want you guys to save that one, go over it at home, learn how to play the game, get on my level, all that kind of stuff. Have you guys seen much botting, much rigging lately? I know it was all the rage in the last couple of years. There was a lot of videos about it, a lot of talk about it. I'm sure it still goes on. We actually discussed it, I think, on Coffee Talk a couple times. I think to some extent it's died down just because the demand isn't quite there as the game gets longer in the tooth. Things like the 279 early were nerfed. I'm sure there's still people buying them and doing some of those things, but I think that the demand has decreased somewhat, if not significantly. And of course, then you are going to get less of the rigging and the botting and stuff like that. But I thought this was interesting just to check it out. You can take a look at those names, old Kokolos 15 and Senior Bills 1037. You might be able to dig out other names in here and figure it out better than me. But there you go. That's all I've got. Kind of a miserable Monday experience, my friends. For me, not as bad for the Purples. Purples had to be on the team where the Clowns weren't even playing. At least my team was the team that won, even though it wasn't very competitive, was it? That's all I've got, guys. Have a great rest of your Monday. See ya.